The new Town Strong SAU provide continuity program for all special education service residing within the town. That we have to do that, that's not an option. What it does do in this is actually quite a long paragraph. It basically gives us authority to be a part of the IEP team, to have our special education director, whoever that may be hired, be a part of the decision-making process. This is for special education 504 and ABA.
Is there any other word about the federal grants around this stuff from the Finance and Operations Committee?
They didn't talk about it. All right. I'll let you guys read that over if there are things that we can talk. This isn't the only time we're going to talk about it. Right. We need it as something to start with.
Yes.
Need for school construction, we have to, in order to withdraw from the school system, we can't cause construction to happen.
Oh, that's what that is, okay.
That's part of the 22-step
Yeah.
rules.
Ah, I see, okay.
So in
You
other
can't
words,
say, oh, we've got all of our kids, now you need to build us a school.
right. And so how would we not want that to happen? That's why I felt really comfortable reading that paragraph. Everybody, if you take just a second to read that paragraph, because it really talks about the transfer of the school. Yes, it's open for negotiations, but we've been pretty clear about that. You're going to see some exhibits referenced in the next section on the transportation. Until we negotiate, we have nothing on that exhibit.
Yeah.
Okay,
It will be the list of buses and, you know.
But we do have the list of buses
Oh,
already.
yes,
right?
but not
Yeah.
the ones that will be transferred.
Right.
that's the final negotiation, we'll
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
we get bus 10, and
Yeah.
bus 16, and not bus 16.
They all actually have a Venn
They
number
have
that
it,
will
yeah.
list all out on it
Absolutely.
once we negotiate.
That's straightforward.
So the state will look for a 10-year agreement to provide choice.
Is that supposed to be in there twice?
I was gonna say the need for school construction's here
construction
twice.
is in there twice.
Oh,
Number 6.
I'm so
The transportation is too.
All right, so what that tells me is, let's see if it's in mine. You told you to copy the wrong.
Well, you know, cut and paste ends up sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, there it is again.
No, so that's why I copied the wrong one.
Not a problem.
I caught that earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so financial commitments. This is interesting because until we don't have the number for exactly what we'll owe on the bond that was floated in, and I can look up the data. It was 2000 and I want to say 19, because I ended in 19, so 18. We did the revolving renovation where we put the air in the gym, and we did the elevator and playground and Phillips.
Didn't our last round of the budget break out how much was left on that? We can double check the budget line items.
It does, except it's as of now,
Oh, yeah.
and we're 2 years out, right?
Right.
So
So
we'll
this-
need that number.
Yeah.
Okay, so this revolving renovations bond still has 2 more years to run?
No, I think it has one more.
One
I think it's
more.
one more. And what percentage do we pay?
We pay whatever the percentage was that we were paying of the total the year the bond was taken out. And it's on a document
Gotcha.
at the central office, so I just need those numbers.
Yeah.
The 43.
It was like 43, maybe it's not even that. I want to say 40%.
You said there's a year left of it?
Yeah. So it may be all paid off by the time
Yeah.
we
That's what I was
actually
asking.
Yeah.
come.
I was wondering how
It's
that
done, okay.
worked, because if we,
Because FY '27 should have the last payment.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
So we may owe one payment.
It says the final principal installment on this indebtedness is July 1, 2027.
Yeah, that is true. Because it was 17 when it was taken, so. Who knows whether we'll owe anything or not? It really depends how they budget.
It's interesting too to look at this compared to what Stratton Eustace was dealing with when they withdrew. There was a lot more debt.
Oh, sure
on the
there was.
table,
Yeah.
A ton more debt. And I think that's where people get confused in terms of what they ended up paying, because they were paying a big chunk of debt off.
Well, they had
their
a
own
brand new
schools got,
school.
yeah, their own school got built.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, they
Just
had
before
they had the new
Right.
building.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
brand new
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
All right, and the next one is sort of a boilerplate piece, but it says that they have to accept any amount that's paid by for the town share of debt. So once we agree on that number, that they have to
Right.
accept that.
Yep.
So that's why those blanks are in there.
Mhm.
Other financial commitments. Now, we are responsible for the multi-year contract of the superintendent. And I haven't been able to find out exactly what year her contract is extended to. I will find that out.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
a
think I
legitimate-
remember what
Yeah.
meeting that was at.
And so we have to put that number in there
Right.
as well.
Because we would have had to pay, we would have to pay that if we stayed. with
Yeah,
the
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Okay.
And the next one is, section 11 really is about, there is a possibility that someone could bring claim against the district that would have happened in a time period that we were a part of the district. And so this says we're still responsible if that were the case.
Yep, that makes sense.
And it would
Right.
be our share.
Yep.
Right.
So pretty much up until June 30th, right? Through June 30th, I should say.
Anything that happened prior to June 30th, before July 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it happened after July 1, 2027, then it is not ours. Financial commitments for bonds and notes. This is really about their lease purchases of the buses. We're responsible for those unless they become our property.
Oh yeah, how does that work? If one of the buses that we negotiate for is still under a lease, do we assume that lease?
So because these are lease purchased through the state lease purchase program, we would be responsible and get reimbursed for those buses.
Okay.
They get reimbursed for any that they're paying on
Okay.
every year. They don't get the money up front. Which brings me to the discussion is, we are gonna wanna think about, we had said we don't really want all the old buses, we want a variety.
Yes.
And so that's something that we're gonna wanna talk about. We don't want all the new ones either, if they've all got a payment on them. And we had said something about the little white buses. Maybe it'd be good to have one of the little white buses. So that may be something that we need to think about, what that ratio looks like, because I have no idea what they'll offer. So.
Right. So we were looking at 4 or 5?
Some,
Some, okay.
Yeah.
Enough?
we hadn't really,
We hadn't really talked about that,
We know the bus routes at least, that
Yeah.
helps.
right.
but, well, there's X number of buses and divided by 4, since there's 4 member towns.
Right.
That would make sense to me, but I'm just weird about liking things that make
The
sense.
math, a little
A
math.
little bit,
Right,
just a little.
something.
I tell everybody most of the time, I know just enough to be dangerous.
So that first year that the superintendent is employed by the town of Strong, SAU, whatever it's called, they also have to make sure that insurances are going to bid and all of those things are taken care of before we become operational. Yeah, it's a lot. And there's a bid process that you have to do for that, so they're gonna have their work cut out for them.